That time of day, boys and girls. It's that time.
Excuse me. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. Ain't no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo of Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack,
the coolest thing
where
I have ever
we
seen.
interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right, bringing you our own brand of news right here inside Trinity Avatar 5 days a week for your viewing and listening pleasure. Welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Wednesday, July 25th, 2018. And Skeggy Media, thank you for the host, and welcome to all of you viewers, the whole viewer coming over today.
Boop, boop for Vosh. And
that's right. And for all you other guys
Andy
out
Khan just
there,
wants the boop to boop.
I see, Botox and Vosh and Skeggy's out there today, and a whole bunch more. Of course, the regulars joining us in studio as well. How's everybody doing today?
Everybody's an irregular.
So, Spiffy, I know I asked you earlier just out of curiosity because somebody out there in the world, thank you, Skeggy! Yay! Thank you for the sub, my friend. Do appreciate it. But Spiff, you listening to us there? I don't know if Spiff's there. Okay, I guess
I'm there, but I'm trying. You're cutting in and out.
Oh, sorry. That's not the foot pedal this time. But
that's Laz's internet.
It's Discord. Lucky free
internet.
Discord. But hey, it's free. What can
Maybe
I
we
say?
should go over to TeamSpeak then.
No, that's how we wound up here on. Yeah, Shundi, thank you for the follow.
So, Laz, you ever going to get your question out there?
I'll get to the question once everybody finishes. You know, we have the little animations and the music and all that good stuff.
Caffeine, the issue is actually related to Discord. His voice cuts out in Discord.
And only people in Discord hear that. You guys on stream, you folks on the radio don't hear that. It's a latency issue on Discord. One of the reasons why I don't suggest you hang out in Discord and listen, because anyway.
I suggest they all listen, so that way they can all complain.
Well, they love to be in here for the chat because there's all sorts of crazy shit that goes on.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never posted anything grossly inappropriate to our Discord chat. It's all extremely appropriate.
Back to the original question. We were talking beforehand. There's somebody out there who's looking for a recipe for a repair kit tool. And I went to the well of knowledge, Spiffco, to find out if such a recipe existed. And according to Spiff, it doesn't. That's right. And of course, Spiffy wants to know if you find said recipe to let him know as well.
Caffeine also says your voice also cuts out every day in Twitch as well.
Depends on where you're listening. If you're listening on Jack's stream, because he's
because
using the audio
Discord.
from Discord.
Yeah.
If you're listening on my stream, I don't know. The audio goes straight through. I don't get it. But anyway. Anyway, moving right along. Again, Wednesday, day before release 56. I was going to say launch. They're really not launches anymore. They're release days. And, of course, release is the last Thursday of the month, with the exception of Thanksgiving and Christmas, and occasionally another time. Now, coming up on next Tuesday, real quick, Shooter Jennings is next Tuesday. Shooter Jennings album release party.
The 31st.
Let's start with the top updates today on the main page.
Yes, that's going to be July 31st at 7 p.m. Central Time in the POT of Ordinis Mortis.
Ordinis Mortis, that's right.
Yes.
Now, I know you've been
also an associated quest.
Shooter.
Yeah, there's an associated quest in-game as well. I've been told that supposedly it's already in-game by our QA department and then also by Chris, but as far as the question, where can I find Shooter on the QA server?
Tell the people that without specifying that it's in-game on the QA.
I did say that.
Yes.
No, you didn't.
I prefaced it with in-game on the QA.
Yeah, he did. And he conned us. Yes, we're looking for a tool repair kit recipe.
Yeah.
Basically what it is. We understand the concept.
And then from there, it's can't find it yet, so it may not be something that's not available until Tuesday. So I just wanted to test it prematurely because that's what the QA server is all about. But I did stumble into a fun tier 2 scene.
I want to look at this here real quick. I want to look at this reward here. One of the rewards, of course, for finishing this quest. This was I had seen this myself, but again brought to my attention, and I've got a complaint. So yeah, I got to complain loudly about that.
The custom shooter armor or the custom soundtrack stuff?
The very first item, his blazon in the art. Notice anything interesting about that blazon in the artwork?
Well, the fact that it goes edge to edge?
No.
Or the fact that it's got 79 on it?
Oh, there we go. Ooh.
Hey, man.
You know what? NBNN and Runic is not allowed. Letters, text, and numbers is not allowed. But, ooh, that's 2 numbers right there.
Hey, you know what? Shooter special.
I don't want to hear Shooter special. You know what? We've been here since day one reporting the news. We're here 5 days a week supporting this game. Well, you know what? If there's an exception gonna be made, I want NBNN and Runic, damn it. Not 79.
Technically, we haven't been here since day one.
Yeah, and you're not special.
You understand that. And actually, technically, I've been here since before day one because I was signed up, getting all the emails and following it through development then. I just didn't come play on weekends.
Special.
The only special that we are involved.
I didn't have the money at the time to even buy in at $20. Okay, that's another story. But
the $5 guilt pledge was too much.
The $20 credit with the promo, I didn't have $5 to add to it to buy a pledge at the time.
That's right, lowest Skeggy. Kickstarter
every
amount was $5.
Is special. That's right. Absolutely.
Yes, every avatar is special. Ed. Yes.
Yeah. But I got a legitimate beef there. Come on.
Actually, that's an insult to lots and lots of special ed kids. But so we are special in our own way.
That's right. But yes, we've been special, but one of the things that you can get during the quest, given out by Shooter himself.
Tell that to my brother living in a group home in Orange County.
There you go.
We could talk about my uncles as well. I mean, mentally they're 13, even though they're in their 60s.
Hey, mentally, I'm still 16. I don't give a shit what anybody says. So.
Well, theirs is a cognitive development issue.
Oh, no, that's how I feel. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, not to pick on anybody.
So you just want to bitch about the shooter getting the 79 on his Blazing.
You're gonna do it for one person. I don't want to hear there's a special exception. No, either it's we do it or we don't do it. Yeah, there is no middle of the road.
You know that's not actually the Blazing. That's a piece of artwork that's in game.
And
that's
the
a picture
artwork,
of
I
right
believe,
there.
is his Blazing.
We would have to see the Blazing to see whether or not the 79 is actually on there.
Yeah.
But I could go to my... Actually, I don't know if Shooter's a friend on this account. I don't think Shooter's a friend on this account. Where is
It's a
Shooter?
piece of artwork. I've still got a qualm because no letters and numbers.
Technically, Shooter hasn't been on in 2 days. So, yeah, you can always friend Shooter Jennings. His in-game name is Shooter Jennings.
That's right. Don't forget, Shooter is actually a player. He does play. He has a guild.
Yeah.
2600 guild.
2600?
Yeah. You'll see them running around. And if... well, you won't see them half the time if you're PvP because you'll be dead by the time you see them. But
I don't know what you're talking about. It's Shooter. You'll be able to live through
I'm
Shooter.
not talking
Everybody
about
else,
Shooter.
yeah.
I'm talking about Spec.
Okay. Spec will just kill you and take all your loot. That's all she cares about. But so the first players to collect the clues and finish the quest will receive prizes from Shooter himself. Those prizes will include exclusive items with Shooter's heraldry in-game, which includes armor, brewing casks, etc., as well as wax cylinders from Shooter's new album, and which is aptly called Shooter, I believe.
Shooter.
And framed art of Shooter's heraldry that can decorate their home with.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Hello.
I'm sorry to say, but the magic symbol on top of it is not part of the heraldry. And there will also be a variety of in-game stuff, including the Avatar's Radio dance party, where
I wouldn't know where I got that notion that it was this heraldry. No clue where I got that notion.
Well, I'm sorry to say, but he's going to get approved for things that you nor I,
you know what?
neither of us is going to qualify.
I disagree. That's all. Yeah.
Neither one of us will qualify.
You know, it was in Runic, for crying out loud. Runic.
Wait. Hey, you know it? Who has their own custom emote? Shooter.
Yeah.
Who provided the death
people
music?
who no longer reside here, but that's beside the point. So,
who provided the death music?
Yeah. Hey, I tried to get music in. They denied it. Sorry. I submitted music. I don't want to even go there either because the music submission process was a crock of shit in my opinion. So I don't even want to hear that either. So.
And Nikki, I apologize that you took a day off so that way you could listen to us.
No, don't apologize. Why don't you apologize for that?
That's a mistake.
Nietzsche.
It's Nikki.
No, Nietzsche.
It's Nikki. It's an Italian name. We're gonna screw it up. Come on, man. What kind of New Yorker are you?
Italian.
Laz,
New Yorker, not me.
Laz is from Brooklyn.
Yeah, my sister used to say coffee all the time too, and I used to
Hey,
make fun of her.
we drink coffee and we eat chocolate, okay? We go over to 3rd Street over there, and we take a leak on the tree.
Yeah. He grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and I got grandparents that have a malt shop in Flatbush.
86th Street. 86th Street was a staple back in the day. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Next, you're going to go
don't
get
get
a
us
bagel.
2 Brooklyn guys started. All you need is 2 Brooklyn guys and a
do you need a
cause,
bagel?
and you got a party or a fight, depending on which way you want to go with it. Yeah.
You
Not
got your
sure.
bagel, you got your pizza, you got your... Oh,
Hey,
wait,
man,
wait,
pizza
hold
and
on.
egg rolls 24/7. Love it. Anyway,
What's the good New York baseball team again? I forgot their
what
name.
good New York baseball team?
Oh. The Dodgers?
Gosh,
I don't know.
Shailen, thank you for
Yeah.
the sub. Thank you.
Yeah, so...
Yes, I know where that is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've been to New York
Trust
like
me,
7
86th
times.
Street. We all
still
know
haven't seen
86th Street.
shit.
That's all you got to do is say that. And everybody
Let's
knows
see.
where it is.
I have no idea. Get in a cab, tell them where I want to go, and then I'm out on the way.
Cab? You ain't gonna find no cab in Brooklyn. What are you kidding me? The only reason why you find a
cab you
cab
can
in Brooklyn is
trust.
because somebody took one from Manhattan into Brooklyn. Cabbies don't work in Brooklyn, brother.
Don't you just stick your arm out and say, "Yo, taxi!
Actually, we call car service.
Yo, taxi!"
You do that in Manhattan.
I-
You don't do that in Brooklyn. Manhattan, you just walk out in the street, put your arm up, and a yellow cab pulls up. That's that simple.
Okay.
But yes,
yeah.
you won't find a cab in Brooklyn. No, it doesn't happen.
I would just go to the concierge and say, "Hey, I need a ride." Fuck it. So, where are we going today?
Oh, we got all sorts of great stuff. We still
got nothing
some,
to talk about. What are you talking about?
we
I
got
mean,
a
that's why we're
couple-
talking about New York.
Release. Oh no, we just got sidetracked, which is again, love
Squirrel.
not having a script because we don't have to follow any rules or regulations or anything else like that.
Rules are
But,
overrated. So is the stand-up corner.
Stand up corner, we can do the stand up. Actually, today's
It is
stand-up's
Whacked Out
out.
Wednesday.
I'm telling you, I'm liking
Yeah,
this
I
with
know.
Star Long doing stand up corners. I tell you what, no offense, Rick, no offense, but Star's just very punctual when it comes to stand ups. He gets it. Yeah, hey, I'm walking over
we do have-
here.
Taco Tuesday's stand-up corner. Remember, today is Whiskey Wednesday. Taco Tuesday
Woohoo,
was
Wednesday. Hump day.
let's see, it's a huge stand-up because huge number of developers left.
And don't forget,
Art department was
you're not playing the NBNN drinking game. You're missing out.
hey.
Hi, everybody!
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Hi, Draker.
The NBNN drinking game, where even a reduction in force is going to keep you fucking immobilized due to alcohol poisoning. Where Damon in the art department working on bugs.
Bug.
Over in design, Beezus is working on bugs
Bug.
in the bug forums.
Bug.
Sanyo working on bugs
Bug.
in player instructions. The Energy Vortex, List Rostov, working on bugs.
Bug.
In the Obsidian Trial playtest, over in tech, Dr. Bob,
Bug.
bugs. Wizard Smoke, one and only. What's he working on?
Bug.
QA bug forums. And the Release 56 post-review feedbacks. Bugs!
Bug.
Player instruction review and feedback, where the Deathbringer, one and only, he was working on bugs.
Bug.
The Burning Toad, scratching the itch that's known as the QA build, and bugs.
Bug.
Tasla's still trying to figure out GDPR support. Because
What?
that general data protection, whatever the fuck it stands for,
Bullshit.
sucks. Hey,
New
not
way
smart.
to get your email address and spam you and use your information.
it's really there to protect your information.
Yeah, but
And
you got to verify all your information with everybody who sends that bullshit. It was an easy way to get rid of a bunch of shit, is what it really was. But anyway, you know how to use it right.
yeah. Then over in Studio Services, Chaos working on the final address list validation for physical goods. Serafina working on the QA build sanity test and support and bugs.
Bug.
Then over in useless overhead, we have the Dippy Bird. We're running bugs.
Bug.
Trying to ignite some weapons and poison them. And ranged weapons are going to get some love.
Poison weapon for ranged.
Ignited and poisoned weapons for ranged. So those will start to work on ranged weapons
and poison
at some
arrow.
point. Now, hopefully, what they've done is they've actually added an arrow to the bow, so that way it actually kind of looks like you're pulling an arrow back, and the arrow itself is going to be on fire and not the actual bow shaft.
No. We don't need that. That would require an art department.
They have Damon, man.
You forget. The
Damon
graphics
is the
have
art
been
department.
here for years for all that.
Yeah.
If you recall, we used to have a bug that you would do one thing and you'd get all the graphics. You get the flame graphic. And
that was on the sword.
You would get the poison graphic. You get it all with one bug.
That was on the sword, not on the bow.
I
No,
understand
that was all
that,
animation.
but all those animations have been
Yeah,
done.
they've been there, but not for the bow. This is for the bow, for ranged weapons.
Well, we used to have poison arrows and fire arrows. Now, the question is, how are we going to go about that? But let's finish this off before we go into the debate.
There was all kinds of different arrows that required different arrows.
Let's finish this off real
shock
quick.
arrows.
Yeah. Yeah, back when archery required you to carry like 10,000 different arrows of 10,000 different varieties. But the Dork Star was working on the stand-up notes, the Release 56 post-draft, Jira triage, weekly update, Release 57 schedule, Release 56 live stream prep, the weekly live stream prep, and banners. And then
Banners.
Lord British was working on Gamescom prep and general business. Because don't forget, Lord British and the Dork Star are going to be headed to Germany for Gamescom.
Is actually Richard's there. Oh, what is this? I lost connection. Very nice.
Ooh. Last technical difficulties, lost connection in game or in...
Apparently, the game looked like it's timeout.
Internet connection hiccup.
Everything else is working fine.
Well, since you disconnected, you haven't been cutting out in Discord.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. Again, all the other complications that the load of this program seems to cause on people's computer. Yes, the botting bans. That's actually a topic, and I don't know if it's actually a topic, but we have that loaded up. But let's talk about what Chris is working on there real quick. What do you think he's going to do with it? Are we going to wind up with different arrows? Are we going to wind up with a special bow that shoots poison?
It's the ability to apply the poison to the arrows. It's not going to go through the animation of dipping the arrow inside of a
I would assume
poison.
that you would have to take a step and poison your arrows. That would be,
Actually, you could make a special poison and use an oil-based...
whenever you actually poison your sword, does it show you the animation of you coating the blade of your sword? So they're not going to show an animation of you dipping your arrow points inside of
they fired kicks. How can they do that?
Yeah,
you're missing the point. I'm talking about a part of a crafting, having to actually make poison arrows. That's what I'm discussing.
You know what is? I have no idea. We could always test it out on the QA server.
That's right. We can test it out on the QA
Or
server.
is this going to be one of those infamous Chris updates where it goes straight from his brain to live?
Now, have you seen the Chris Spears, or otherwise known as the Crease Spears?
I was shrunk earlier by Atos in on the QA server. So yes, I did see him. Then I tried to kill him.
Apparently, I guess.
But I didn't get that joke.
No, apparently you did not see the post, so I will give it to you. I will give it to everybody here. Yes. Apparently, somebody came across this where there is actually such a thing as a weapon called a crease spear.
If you don't remember playing UO, the wavy sword is the Chris.
I understand that. This is a Chris spear. Hello.
Spears,
you throw it. This isn't the Chris that you wield. This is a Chris spear. Yes. Hello.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know why I waste the funny stuff on you. You really don't get it.
Wavy sword. Yeah.
Yeah, we get it. We just don't want to give it to you.
Yeah. It's funnier to you than it is than
the rest of us.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised it hadn't made an appearance. That's all.
Yep.
I'm just surprised there's not one for every friggin' dev in the game.
Well, I'm surprised that they don't all have their own special little. I mean, well, like Lord British has got his crown, but I would expect everybody to have a little tchotchke that gave them something a little special. But best I guess they could do for themselves is emotes.
Yep.
So, moving right along, a lot of chatter out there on the forums, and Darkstar, I guess, has decided to jump in on this. Well, we don't know about that. If you want to go that way, we can go there and talk about this guy.
Well, if you notice, Decondis is like talking about the botting ban inside of Twitch already, so...
Yeah, and again, like I said, we don't know if, it's a botting ban, but we'll jump to that real quick. Count lock problem,
Somebody's
Hello?
calling me right now, so hold on.
You're live on the air. You have a warrant for your arrest, the IRS. Anyway. Yes,
got a warrant for Phineas Drumblemouth's arrest.
Somebody posted this here about having an account lock problem, and he says he recently encountered a problem in Bloody River. I guess he's talking about Blood River, but he goes on to say, I farm gold in the area of Bloody River. I run a certain route and I beat the robbers. So first off, he says that he's farming gold. Goes on to mention that this is happened to him and a friend of his, and perhaps because of the large online system, it counts us as bots, and he doesn't. I guess it's a little bit of a language barrier, but I'm guessing this guy's actually a farmer and he's getting caught. Is this the one you're talking about, Econdas? The botting ban. See, he didn't know he had this lined up for today.
Say what?
Oh, Econdas was making that comment on me getting kicked, not on people getting banned from the game. He had no idea we had this loaded up, and
I mean, just because you trigger the gold. The funny thing is about that post is actually that person is using an exploit. If you actually read it, like going through and farming the exact same instance for gold.
First statement he says is, I farm gold in the area. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He runs a certain pattern.
Area of
And I can tell you exactly what it is, and for a lot of people, you don't know this out there. Believe it or not, you hear Jack and I joke about it all the time, and the dragon drops 12 gold. Well, you want to know where the most gold is? It's in the starting areas, people. You go around and kill those little bandits, those easy green guys. Once you level up your character, they drop 20 and 30 gold apiece. So you can mass kill these things like nobody's business once you're a level 50 character and go out there and farm gold till your heart's content.
Useful.
What's that, Spiffy?
That's the only time multi-shot is useful.
Yeah, Well, Caffeine, I keep hearing this again and again and again. And I tell you what, many of you guys out there who, met me in the game earlier, I bring you out to that place out near Snug Harbor. It's a little tier 3 right out on Longfall, and you can sit there and farm gold all day long till you get so bored you don't know what to do with it. And again, it's tedious, but man, it's good farming.
It's profitable.
Yeah.
Now if you're farming as much
too,
Now this is where I gotta start questioning things, though. I mean, I understand that there are, XYZ things in place to trigger that. So if you're making too much, I know they only want you to make so much gold per hour, but somewhere along the line it's got to give. Either they've got to move that number up a bit because people are getting whacked like this, just technically not doing anything wrong. And yes, I know, do not say profitable. Anything profitable gets nerfed right off the bat, I know. And of course, we'll point to brewing. Look what happened to brewing just recently.
You're not allowed to make money. Just cut that out.
Nope.
Well, then what fun is it? If I can't make gold, and I can't do this, and I can't do that,
man.
and you're going to
Back
limit everything we do, where has it become fun to continue to do it?
They need a better balance.
Just saying, folks.
Well, the other thing, that's really weird is I don't think they're making like $100,000 or 100,000 gold an hour.
No, the limit's like 5 or 10,000 gold an hour. No, it's got to be
It's got to be way more than that.
No,
right?
I think it's right around 6. Is
$6,000.
And again, trying to collect
6,000
gold an hour from NPCs is not easy.
Yeah. But it's ridiculously low. And then the funny part is, like, when you look at the gold price on the in the forums as well as on Shroud Marketplace, and people are like charging like $13 to $15 per 100,000. It's like, and you think of that took 10 hours to get. It's like, you're shooting yourself.
Well, that depends on what you're doing in game. I mean, I make thousands and thousands in a given day.
Selling a book on how to make millions.
That's right. I sell some stuff. What was the most recent? Matter of fact, just for giggles and grins, let's see what my most recent high sale is. We've got a mailbox right behind us. Yeah.
Mine was teleports and recalls.
Let's see. Animal whistles and collars. They sell for really great glass sheet, for example. I sell a glass sheet recipe for $2,000. Okay, sell them all day. I sell summoning whistle recipes for 500 gold all day long. How about this? You love this one. A wine cask, 2,000 gold. You know why? Because I conveniently place them. So yes, I make thousands and thousands in gold sitting here on the lot. Don't have to leave. Don't have to go nowhere. Go make my rounds. Easy to make gold if you have good locations and you're selling shit people need. But making gold
what happens whenever I have
NPCs, different story. Different story.
Well, it also depends on the drop. Like, say you get a supply bundle and it has an artifact. I mean, that right there, generally, you should be able to sell somewhere on a vendor for 50, 60, 100, 200.
Depending on the
depending
artifact.
on what the artifact.
Yeah. I mean, you get a ring of luck these days.
Artifact sold to a vendor for more than 2,000 gold.
I said on a vendor, not to a vendor.
Yes.
So you're selling it to a player. Not selling. You're not vendor trashing an artifact.
No.
Well, there are a few of them that if I don't turn them into essences, I do vendor trash them.
Yeah. Turn them into essences so that way you can repair something else.
Well,
and
yeah,
sell
I
the
was going to
essences.
say, I went out right after, or was it right before release? I forget. Whenever they changed the thing for the essences, and I bought up every
bought a
cheap
bunch of
ring, cheap piece of artifact, and I've got a box full of them to make essence out of.
How many PAX rings do you have?
You don't want to know. You really don't want to know. If I've got one, I've got a dozen of them, easy.
Build a frickin' suit of armor out of them.
But moving right along, a lot of commentary out there from people, why they're a loyal customer, why they're not a loyal customer, why they love Shroud of the Avatar, why they hate Shroud of the Avatar, and there's been a discussion going on as of late. And we all know this. We have our complaints as well here.
We never complain about anything around here.
No. Yeah, we just interpret things. That's right. But
yeah,
I was reading
Laz
the forums
never
this morning.
complains about anything.
Like
So
that
it is,
like
I
that-
think it's time
like
for
that
him.
shooter blaze, and no, I don't complain
Yeah,
about anything. I love you, shooter.
Yeah.
You know that, brother. But what's fair is fair. Yeah. And see, I know shooter. I can pick on shooter.
It is time to pull out the soapbox for Laz.
Yes.
So
Well,
hold on. I need to turn on deco mode.
Time for me to go grill the cheese sandwich?
It is time for Laz to get on the soapbox.
Do we have a soapbox? Oh, look at that. Yeah, we got a.
You need to get on top. Get on top of the soapbox. It is time for you to pontificate. I'm just gonna walk away right now.
Where's my pontificate? There it is. Okay. There we go. That's right. Time to rant about fair and not fair. But no, again, reading the forums today, noticed that, again, I've been seeing a lot of this debate, why I'm a supporter, why I believe this, why I dislike that. And Star has gotten in a couple of these conversations. Now, I'm just going to point to one of the conversations, feedback from a former loyal customer. And we were sitting here discussing this, and again, this was one that I just don't get from this guy. He goes on, and this is just one of many, and goes on to say how he never got the single-player game that he deserves, that he anticipated, he was promised, blah, blah, blah. Now, first off, I gotta say that I read this post originally, and I went, what are you complaining about, dude? You got more in the single-player offline than anybody else. You got 3 companions, you've got access to castle lots, keep lots, anything you want that any reward ever made in single player offline. You've got an offline game. So I don't understand where that complaint comes from personally. As well as, we've got a multiplayer game, a game you can play with friends. You can do it all different ways, but I didn't get the point of the conversation. Now, that was one of several conversations. Why I'm still a backer, why I believe. I mean, there's a half dozen different comments out there, and I guess Darkstar was reading all these, and he chimed in on one. Now, the funny part was, as I read these, I get them an email, and I saw somebody quote Darkstar, and I'm like, well, how the hell did he quote Darkstar when Darkstar just posted this post 5 minutes ago? Well, apparently Darkstar copied and pasted from one to the other, but after, I guess, chiming in on several of these, he had to actually put out a whole post of his own, and this is what it's all about. Shroud status, criticism, healthy debate, and the future. And he's gone ahead. And you want to read this and get on down to the good stuff, or do you want me to rant and incessantly until you decide to cut in?
I'm gonna let you rant the entire time. you realize that, right?
Okay. So
I was scrolling down to the Darkstar quote at that time, so
all right.
I had to go open up the tab for Darkstar again. I had to scroll up and go find that, but it is open right now. So this is what Darkstar posted.
I would like you to read Darkstar's statement, and then when we get to the bullet points, I will jump back in. How about that?
Criticism, healthy debate in the future. A posting by the Darkstar Starlong. Greetings, avatars. I've jumped in a couple of threads lately to express my thoughts. The threads were very different. One was highly critical, the other was very highly loyal. I'm sorry to say, but you can be highly loyal and highly critical at the same time, but that's besides the point. What I want to point out to everyone is that both have their place here. Both are welcome. Please do not try to chase away either one. Our only path forward is the one in which we can unite our community.
Remember those words.
Not one in which we divide ourselves into white knights and black knights. Remember that the people taking the time to critique the game are doing it because they want the game to be better and they care. Those of you defending the game, please try to remember that in your debates with him. On the other hand, those of you critiquing the game, please try to remember that those defending the game love the game as much as you do. Hence why Last and Jack has been around for several years and still continues to bitch about certain game elements. In all of these discussions, try to remember that there is another human being on the other side of the screen. Laz, are you human? I'm not so sure about that. That human being bought our game and played it. They helped make all of this happen. They are part of all of this as much as you are. Also, try to remember that we developers are human beings too. We are not perfect. We make errors. We don't communicate as clearly as we should sometimes. We don't set priorities as well as we should. We work hard. We sometimes cry in the shower. We dance in the game. We care very deeply about what we do. And we really do listen, even if it seems like we are not sometimes. That's because they have the right to disagree with the direction that the game is going. Sometimes it seems like we're not listening. It is only because we are so overwhelmed with everything we have to do every day. I do not think we do a good enough job communicating how much we get done for such a small team. This game is the most complex game they have ever built. There are more features and more moving parts in this game than anything they have ever done. Do that with such a small team means everyone is doing multiple jobs and working to iterate on a highly complex systems. On top of that, they try to maintain a super high level of communication, even if it seems like they don't. With daily stand-up posts, weekly updates, release notes, quarterly schedules, weekly live streams, monthly live streams, etc. Bi-monthly live streams. And they also take a bunch of time to organize, write, produce, format, post, etc. Were we insanely ambitious to build something this big with offline, online, single player, etc.? Absolutely.
Insane.
Would things have been easier, much more polished if they focused on just one of those, like other games they are often compared to, which only do one of those things, like Divinity, Original Sin, Pillars of Eternity, etc. Yes, but I actually really hate Pillars of Eternity. But yeah, absolutely. But we didn't want to do just one thing, single player or multiplayer.
So
Did we build this? Yeah. Did we build this game with only 1/10 or to 1/20th of the budget of games we are often compared to? Witcher, Elder Scrolls Online, Black Desert Online, Arcade, etc. Yes. Could we do a better job about communicating? Always. Could we have sacrificed other systems to start over with the Quest system before launch? Yeah, and that was probably a bad priority call in hindsight, and for that, we are very sorry. Are we sorry that some people feel misled by our communications? Don't lawyer me, bro.
Shut up, eat your nuggets.
Are we committed to making the game better every month? Yeah, because we want more people to play the game. Idiots. At this point, all of us have a choice. We can stay here and work together to make this better, or we can choose to move on. If you choose to stay away and you are currently in a state where you feel frustrated, please take yourself to a place where you can understand that we make mistakes just like everyone else, but we are committed to correcting them. Please try to focus on the issues with the game and how we can fix those. Yeah, you know what? This is some advice that I've gave people over and over again. Take a break. Come back in a few months. See how things have changed. In either case,
whether dog and buy yourself a copy of Masters of Orion. That'll keep you busy for a few weeks.
Yep. Go replay Ultima 1.
Oh, God,
and then follow that up by Ultima 2. And then you'll see the hodgepodge come full circle. In either case, whatever you decide, please know that we appreciate everything you've done for us.
Go back there and poison somebody's bread.
Last edited by a moderator.
Yes.
A moderator.
Anyway, point being, yes, a lot of people have different thoughts. A lot of people feel a little bit differently. But, of course, I got to point out, too, one was highly critical. The other was highly loyal. I want to point out that everyone that both have their place here. Both are welcome. And I got to argue that. Because most
being critical actually means that you love and you're wishing the best for something, especially if you're offering suggestions.
Critical posts that are debatable get locked and moderated, and I got a problem with it. Now again, we're talking about some specific posts in this that he's addressing, but when you go overall, I got a problem with that. There's a lot of highly critical stuff.
A lot of it, you do have to remember, deals with tone. And tone on the internet does not come along.
And that's why it should not be moderated, because what you take tonally one way in text and I take tonally in another way, and somebody takes it a third way, that's just a text. I'm sorry about that. But in order to get that discussion going, you can't quash it. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all.
A lot of it also has to do with people asking questions. Get someone to explain something instead of automatically jumping all over them. Yeah. Because on the forums, there is a huge tendency for people to jump straight to, instead of trying to understand one's position, it's jump straight to the exact opposite. And then it becomes personal attacks. How many times have you seen people engage in personal attacks on the forums? That's the reason that a lot of things get...
Again, a lot of those conversations generated. The first one that we noted there was on 2 pages when I went to bed last night, and I woke up and it was 7 pages long. And this was just somebody's opinion, but of course, when somebody gives their opinion, you got 7 pages worth of idiots who think that they need to comment on said person's opinion. That doesn't need to happen, in my opinion. In my opinion is, if you want to give the forums a little bit more of a tonality, you know what? Give me the permission to lock my post so that nobody else can add to it. So when I want to say, here's a criticism, I can lock it, and nobody's allowed to reply to it. Nobody's allowed to come in and troll it. Nobody's allowed to fuck with it. Okay? I said my piece. It's locked. It's not open for debate. How about that? Make a lot of difference in these forums if people could just make their post and not worry about 300 people coming behind and being a critic. That's all. You want critics? Watch Laz and Jack. We got enough critique for just about everybody. Believe
right, you special little snowflake, you.
Yeah. I wish that you listened to the NPR podcast thing yesterday. I don't even know what show it was on, where they were actually talking about internet trolls and the fact that what you just said with let me lock my own post and I've said what I wanted to say, I don't want anybody else to do anything else, doesn't engage in any kind of discussion. This
is my opinion. It's not open for discussion. That's all. I wanted to say my piece. I move on. That's all. Very simple.
How many times do you actually
an
do
email? An email to the developers doesn't let the rest of the world know how I feel about something. If I can voice that, then maybe somebody else will come along and make their own.
Write
post.
an article on NBNN.info and post it right there.
I don't need to do that. I've got a show, for crying out.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a syndicated show, for crying out loud. Give me a break.
Really?
Yeah, it's syndicated on Radio Free Britannia multiple times a day. Where is it?
Another rebroadcasting is syndicated.
Don't know.
Anyway, moving right along that time of the day, we got to wrap up for today and start telling you. That's right, and officially
we didn't even
sanctioned.
get very far.
We're officially sanctioned.
Okay.
Darkstar said it himself, brother. Yeah, I've got that on tape. Anyway, moving right along. Got to tell you guys and gals about that wonderful NBNN Shroud Avatar app that we provide absolutely free of charge on the Google Play Store, the Apple iTunes Store, or the Amazon App Store. That's right, we did it all. We've got all the stores covered for all your electronic devices. If you want to take Shroud Avatar with you on the go, when you go, or wherever you go, get your hands on a copy of the NBNN Soda app, and you'll be a happy camper. You can check out our show if you missed it. You can read the NBNN Daily Britannian, published 7 days a week. You can check out the forums and get into one of them flame wars, because we don't have those kind of permissions to lock topics like that. And much, much more. You can shop the marketplace, you can hit us up on social media, or you can check out the NBNN Shroud Avatar community calendar, hosted right here on NBNN, brought to us every day by our good friends over at hometownhero.com.
And don't forget that NBNN calendar's on nbnn.info. Just click on the calendar button, and then you can see that massive Google public calendar that is an aggregate of all of the available Google public calendars that that guy knows about.
Found on the Shroud Avatar sanctioned calendar. The only sanctioned calendar on the site anymore.
Oh, now it's a sanctioned calendar.
Now we're going to start adding the word sanctioned into everything.
But you know, I'll tell you what, you know, this bugs me still to this day. How many people have royal warrants, and how many people actually use it to advertise their events? Okay, you know how much I just, yeah.
Hey, you know what? I still say that several of those royal warrants should be yanked just for not doing the things that you were given a royal warrant for.
Yeah, that's another story in itself, but yeah.
Yeah. But, so that NBNN Shroud of the Avatar community calendar is an aggregate of all the available Google public calendars that guy knows about. If you have a Google public calendar, or if you want to add events to the NBNN Shroud of the Avatar community calendar, email that guy, news@nbnn.info. He'll do something with it eventually. Don't have much on the calendar today because, you know what, it's hump day. But Monday through Friday... You do need to tune in your ether amplifiers to Radio Radio Free Britannia to listen to two idiots interpreting the news because they have no idea what the hell they're talking about on daily business, and on a little show called Lunch with us. At 6 p.m. on Avatar's Radio, Gabriel Natshadow is going to be doing his DJ Bear Cub thing. At 7 p.m. on Radio Radio Free Britannia is the 70s at 7. At 8 o'clock, be prepared to have your ear holes probed because the doctor is in it. At Radio Radio Free Britannia, and she's going to be doing some unmedicated schizophrenia part 1. In game at the same time, you have Laz's favorite event of the week because it is happy hour in game. You need to hunt down Striker Sparhawk, find out where happy hour is, and go join him because happy hour is also known as
N Sparhawk's Gold.
That's right. Final event for this hump day. It's going to be on Radio Radio Free Britannia, and that is the Wekod Womb, and that's our community calendar.
That's right. Not a whole lot of hosted events going on today. Again, it is Hump Day, and I'll tell
tomorrow's
you what,
Patch Day.
Patch Day is tomorrow. That's right. So if you want to get in on that tip program. Don't forget you got to get 4+ hours. I think it's 5 hours now on the QA. And report at least one bug for a chance. For those of you folks who haven't gotten your lottery tickets yet, you want to try and win some free deeds, today's the last day to get them, so get on out and get those bad boys.
That's
Don't
right.
forget
Pay to
you're
be
watching
taxed.
NBNN right here on NBNN.info, twitch.tv/Genesis, twitch.tv/NBNN News, catching us in replays on the radio, YouTube. We do appreciate you guys, and we love you guys, especially those of you guys who followed and subbed and cheered and all that. We love you all. If you want to become a supporter, you can go to any of our sites, click on the donate links there, or you can become a patron, become a monthly supporter, or a sponsor by going to patreon.com/NBNN, checking out what we've got out there. We got all sorts of digital goodies as well as physical goods for becoming a supporter and or sponsor. And, of course, Amazon Prime, you saw people subscribing today, man. Use those Amazon Prime accounts. You get a free sub every month, and we'd appreciate them if you use them monthly on our streams. So thank you for those of you who do that. And, of course, the Airy Fund. Become a supporter today and play for a cause. Check out theairyfund.org for the latest community events and charitable causes. SodaCon Austin 2018. Go to SodaConAustin.org for the latest information of the event going on. And again, we got a shit ton of people coming, and it's going to be a fun time. Get to see Skeggy Media, as well as Laz and Jack and a host of others. Legit from Hometown Hero. Great juice, great price. What more can I say? Well, I can tell you can save 20% off that price when you check out hometownhero.com by mentioning us. Use the promo code NBNN. You'll save 20% off your purchase price at hometownhero.com. Coil more wands, putting the magic in your hands. Schroeder's Music Service, putting the music in your ears. The Britannia Money Company wants you to become a member. Or, if you're looking for commodities, check out Black Rock Cove for the latest goods and services, located in the Quell region next to the town of Exeter and conveniently located to the Exeter and Elysium mines. RelicsByRill.com for all your licensed Shroud Avatar swag. If you want swag like this t-shirt I wear, patches, hats, hoodies, you name it, Relics by Rill's got it. And yes, a black hat, we get you covered in the volume. I've got them in black, and you'll get that black hat. And yes, I will personally deliver it to you.
He will go to Walmart and he will pick it up for you and sell it for
right,
you.
Right,
$20.
NBNN with black marker on it just for you. No, actually, it's a pretty cool customized hat. I believe we have them in black. I'll have to double check that. I'll talk to you afterwards. But yes, I will deliver it personally. RelicsByRill.com. Save 10% when you check out again. Promo code NBNN. WRFB Radio Free Britannia, bringing you the latest in news and entertainment 24/7 right here on your in-game radios. And last but definitely not least, our favorite, ShroudMarketplace.com, where you can wake up to money in your bank just by listing your goods on ShroudMarketplace.com. I tell you what, great stuff. Love that shit.
Great stuff. ShroudMarketplace.com. Over 125 different players registered as vendors. Every single one of those vendors responsible for setting their own prices and maintaining their own inventory. And you know what? Unparalleled customer service over there. It's something where it's like, I think everybody's happy, which is good. Anything and everything game related can be bought or sold at Shroud Marketplace, from accounts to game gold, crowns of the obsidian, all the way to your favorite services. They too can be found at Shroud Marketplace.
Weddings.
Or you know what? We should look at that account that's up there. I mean, there's a couple of accounts. One's an adventurer level 99. Another one's an adventurer level 100 account.
Ooh, you got an account?
Both. Yeah, both of them have recently dropped in price. So you know what? I would go check them out. Great things over there.
Well, those aren't. Oh, there they are.
And how many weddings has Laz done? I think it's 3. He did
3.
the golden shower wedding. He did the second wedding in game, and then another one. So yes, unfortunately, it wasn't the first wedding, but it was the first wedding that Lady British
was the only ever in-game, any game ever
appearance
in the world of Lady British. That is right.
Yes. So yeah. He isn't ordained due to the internet.
Only person self-ordained by Lord British himself that I am aware of. I don't believe anybody else has been given permissions by the Lord of the Land himself besides this guy. So,
Okay, yeah, but all kinds of services out of Shroud
just
Marketplace.
To top those credentials off, I'm the guild notary for my guild in game, so that got me covered as well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yes, anything and everything, shroudmarketplace.com. If you're not already registered there, do yourself a favor, go to shroudmarketplace.com, register for an account, start buying stuff. And if you want to start selling things, you know what? Go ahead and start selling them as well. Just click on vendor registration and you can start adding your items. It's so easy. Laz can do it.
That's right. Lazarus songs, weddings, and more. Just check out our hours. We're here. We got all sorts of crazy hours. We're here around the clock.
Hey,
but
man.
if you're looking for goods, you're looking for services.
I make deliveries at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's
I
like
tell you, I've gotten out of bed to make a delivery. Not for nothing, The money bell rings, I answer. That's right. But that's right. Don't forget shroudmarketplace.com for all your virtual vendable needs right here inside Shroud of the Avatar. Of course, all sorts of great stuff happening inside the game. And, of course, outside the game with things like SodaCon and local gatherings. So don't forget, plenty going on. What?
Skeggy wants everybody to go visit his shop for his
Skeggy meters tells on rares. Skeggy, you should get in on this action over here and get in on this. Come on and join us for the show,
Yeah.
But Skeggy's got his own
plug your
channel.
shop.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
But listen, we got to wrap it up. Tomorrow is Release 56. We'll be here with the latest news and happenings. And, of course, till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Oh, that means
Bye-bye,
Taming
everybody.
Dragons comes in tomorrow.
Wyverns.